There's one thing all surfers know. Sometimes the waves are good, and sometimes you're waiting for the next set. For the past few years, America's surfing industry has been catching some big ones.
From 1996 to 2007, we had a 12-year growth span of averaging 7 or 8% a year.
Well, this is winter in Southern California, so I don't have to spell out to you what's attractive about the surfer's lifestyle. But California has always had all this, so it doesn't entirely explain the recent success of the sport.
There's a passion that's associated with the sport. So most of the growth comes from that. You just can't get enough of it. Naturally, the industry has marketed that and capitalized on that approach. The passion of the sport, the draw of the ocean, the draw of the wave. There's nothing like it in the world.
But it's not just wave riders who want to live like surfers.
We've seen some amazing growth in the sport of surfing, both from a participatory level as well as from the aspirant market who want to buy into surfing or board sports lifestyle.
The industry has captured both these markets, the core surfer and the wannabe surfer. The combination of these two different consumers has led to a $7 billion industry in the US alone, and the non-surfer has played a major role as surf products move into every state.
Well, the first thing they see and feel and touch are the items, mostly apparel, that they see in the stores. They see it distributed in department stores in the Midwest, in department stores in New York, in specialty stores all over the country.
Another driving force has been women, both surfers or wannabes. For Billabong, that's meant a clear employment policy.
Certainly from the women's design, marketing and largely sales point of view, we have, predominantly women filling key positions and in fact, filling most positions throughout the organization.
But there are two sides to this business, hard goods like surfboards and soft goods such as clothes.
They aren't, this one big machine that kind of work hand in hand. They really are two separate industries almost within one industry.
And while the soft goods side has grown from year to year, hard goods have not.
The surfboards are still strong, but they really peaked a few years back. And then it just got back to a realistic level.
This drop in sales has been particularly painful for custom board manufacturer Dewey Weber, who've been making boards since the 1960s.
Roughly about 2.5, 3 years ago is when we noticed things starting to plateau off and start to dip a little bit.
The dip is partly down to new competition from cheap Asian manufacturers, but it's also because low profit margins on boards for retailers means they're reluctant to overstock their shops.
This manufacturer is sitting on all this product and needs to sell it, but he can't sell it to anybody because the surf shop's sitting on so much product. The bottom line is floor space, and it doesn't matter what boards are on that floor. If there isn't space on the floor, no one's going to be buying.
The growing power of the retailer also extends to the soft goods side. An increasing number of brands means that independent retailers often control the terms under which they sell the products.
If certain styles aren't selling or certain things aren't moving, that's when you have to work with the retailer, and it's just really, really important to make sure that the inventory they have and the products they have are moving and doing well, because if something's just sitting there, it's not doing anyone any good.
But going with the flow is a surfer specialty, and few seem overly concerned about the slowdown in the economy.
It seems like we're holding our own better than most, feeling a little bit, but it's, again, I attribute it to the attraction of the sports. That's where the strength of the industry comes from, is the fact that it's backed by one of the greatest sports in the world.
And as those in the surf industry know, sometimes you have to wait for the next big set.